Welcome, AARP friends. My name is Sheila Martin, and I am a volunteer with AARP Delaware. During these times, it's so important to stay calm and be focused. That is why we are bringing you this fall yoga series. Each session features Erin Shivone, a yoga trainer, who will take you through a gentle yet invigorating class and get you moving and feeling great throughout your day. It's all part of AARP's goal to help you take on today and live your best life. And as always, please consult your physician before starting any exercise program. Enjoy the class and share it with your friends. Back over to you, Erin.
Thank you, Sheila. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our gentle yoga class. Sheila mentioned that you want to consult your physician before joining any type of exercise routine, yoga included. And the other thing she mentioned is how yoga will help us to stay calm and focused. So today we're going to really hone in on that focusing piece by bringing in something called our dristi. So our dristi, you hear this word in yoga, your instructor might say, find your focus point, your focal point, or your dristi. It's a place to set your gaze. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to back up. You can either be in a chair today. I have a chair here. If you're more comfortable there, I'm going to come to sit on the ground. If that feels okay for your body, you can either cross your legs. If that's too much for the knees, you can keep your legs wide, working here. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable in your practice. So if something I instruct does not work for your body, unfortunately, I don't know what's going on in every single one of your bodies right now. So you need to be in control here. And if something doesn't feel right, either modify or throw it out completely, okay? So let's go ahead and find our dristi. So instead of oftentimes when we start our practice, I instruct you to close your eyes. Today, I'm going to have you keep your eyes open. So take your gaze down towards the ground, out in front of you. Okay. And I want you to find a heavy eyelid. So not so heavy that they're closing, but just a very soft eyelid. Good. So the eyes aren't having to work so hard. Trying to release the muscles around the eye. Maybe start at the top of the head. And just feel this sense of relaxation coming all the way down, almost a melting of the muscles, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the back, the hips, legs, feet. The gaze can be a couple of feet out in front of you. Find a focal point, one point to look at. And the reason we bring in our dristi, or that single pointed focus or concentration, it helps us through our yoga poses. It helps us in a place of meditation to allow the mind to focus on something. So it's not thinking about all the thoughts that so oftentimes come through. I want you to imagine as though you're looking through that point. We have so many stimulants in our lives, right? Constantly, our eyes are picking up messages from everything around us. So we're taking all of that out of the equation right now. Feel your breath. A gentle rise of the chest. And fall of the chest. Bring your palms together and set your intention for your practice. Maybe it's to continue to bring in that single pointed focus in our yoga poses. We practice that concentration in our yoga practice, and then we can take that back into our lives and feel more focused, grounded, present with whatever we're doing. Bring your hands down by your side. A teacher of mine told me once, if you're doing more than one thing, you're not doing anything at all. It was very upsetting for me as I was trying to multitask my life, but it was a big lesson, right? And that single pointed focus, that drishti, really keeps us present, really keeps us in one moment, one thing. Inhale, take your arms up, and we're going to bring that in. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Throughout our practice, inhale, gently lift your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Inhale, lifting out of the hips. Exhale, coming down. From here, we're going to make our way to all fours to open up the feet. So go ahead and tuck the toes and sink back towards your heels. Now, if you're staying in a chair, from here, you can take one leg back behind you, tuck the toes to feel that opening. Good. Coming forward on your inhale, untuck the toes, tap out the feet. Bring some blood flow, oxygen down. Good. Tuck the toes again, sink back. Good. Moving back here. We're going to find extended tabletop. I'm going to grab a blanket for my knees. Moving the chair off to the side. I'm going to extend the right leg back behind me. Toes are tucked. Top of the left foot is pressing down. And then I'm going to reach the left arm forward. Inhale and exhale. Stay here or lift the right foot off of the mat. Or maybe you're lifting up and bringing it back down, touching down. Inhale. Draw the belly button in. Exhale. So this is where I want you to find your drishti. Your neck is long, so your gaze is down towards the ground, a couple inches out in front of you. So not straight down. Good. Find one point to set your gaze. So when the mind wants you to pull you away into the many thoughts, bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to that one point. Bring your left hand down. Bring your right knee down. Tuck the toes, sink back. On your next inhale, come back to all fours. We're going to take the hands out to the side slightly, feeling that stretch in the wrists. If your wrists feel very open today, you can bring the hands, the fingers, all the way towards the body. And just listen to these wrists. We want to be really mindful and gentle with the body. From here, I'm going to sink back maybe a 1/4 inch or 2 in order to feel this opening through the forearms. Another option is taking your hand out in front of you, bring the fingers down. Opposite hand can gently pull those fingers in to feel that opening through the wrist and forearm. Good. Bring the hands back. Fingers are spread wide. Index finger is reaching up towards 12 o'clock. You can imagine a clock. And then we're going to switch sides. So the left leg is going to extend back. Right arm is going to reach forward. Inhale. Belly draws in to protect our lower back. Find your focal point. Set your gaze. And lifting the left leg off of the mat as an option. Finding that deep core strength. Coming out if you need to come out earlier. Bring your hand down. Bring the knee down. Tuck the toes. Sink back towards your heels. Exhale, side out through the mouth. Good. And then from here, we're going to come up to stand. Walking your hands in. You're sitting in your chair. Good. Coming up to stand. So the drishti is something that a lot of instructors, mention when we're in our balancing poses, because we might feel a little wobbly. If you look at something that moves, your body is going to want to move too. So let's go ahead and bring our feet hip width apart. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, hands down by your side. So shift the weight into your left foot. We're going to bend the right knee. Before you lift your foot off of the ground, find your focal point, find your drishti. If it's down towards the ground, the shoulders are going to roll forward. So try to take it out further, a couple more feet away from you on the ground, or straight out onto a wall or in your room. Find something that's not moving. Focus in on this one point. Set your gaze through that point. And once you find that, now lift your foot. You can always hold on to a chair here. Feel the inhale and exhale. Good. Bring the right foot down. Good. Move your hips side to side. Everybody do this. Let's take our feet a little bit wider. Bend the knees and let's make circles. Nice big circles with the hips. One direction. Good. You can hang out in a spot. You find a spot that feels really good. Stay there for a breath or two. And then continue on. And then switch directions. This is a good indication of, where we might be holding tension in the hips. If you come forward and you feel that tension in the front versus coming out to the side, maybe you feel it in the inner thigh. sort of check in with all these different areas, the front of the body, the back of the body, the sides of the body. And then coming back, bring those feet in so that the feet are under in alignment with the knees. Knees are under the hips. Good. Shift your weight into the right foot this time. So we're switching sides. Your hand can always be on a chair, on the wall. Find your focal point. Maybe it's that same focal point. Draw the shoulders up and back. Take a breath or two with the foot on the ground, focusing in on that one point. Single pointed focus. When you're ready, lift the opposite foot. Bring the foot down. Ooh, that came down a little bit faster than I planned. Sometimes it does, right? You know what happened? I lost my drishti. I said, bring it down, and my eyes moved over to another point, and my foot started to fall. So that's a good reminder, keeping that focus until the foot comes all the way down. So we're going to play around with that again. We're going to lift the leg, but this time, after holding it for a breath or two, we're going to extend it back. It's going to look like this from the side, extending it back behind us, and the toes are going to come down. Okay, so find mountain pose, your nice strong mountain pose. Good, draw those shoulders up and back. Draw the belly in, finding that strength of a mountain. Grounding your feet down into the earth. And now shift the weight into your left foot. Bend your right leg. Find your focal point, your drishti. Keep pressing the standing leg down. Keep your eyes on that one point as you lift the foot. And now, keep your eyes on that one point as you extend the leg back behind you. Toes are going to come down. Standing leg is pressing down. Lift that foot back up and place it down next to the left. Give your legs a shake. There's a huge difference between setting yourself up for success, finding that focal point, and lifting the leg versus just looking out in front of you and lifting the foot. We should have done that first. Shift the weight into your right foot. Press your right foot down. Find your focal point. Navel's drawing in. Breath is flowing. So we're setting our gaze. We're not holding our breath. Lift the left leg. Straightening the left leg back behind you. Keep your drishti as the toes come down. Lengthening the crown up towards the ceiling. And if you fall out, it's okay. Just come back in. And then bring the left foot down next to the right. Give those legs a shake. Take your hips a little bit wider, bend the knees, and just make circles. One direction, the other. So bringing in this focal point is really going to help our balancing poses. And the balancing poses are going to help us in our lives. How many people have fallen or even just stumbled over something? I was sharing in my class once that I was putting my pants on, I got one leg caught, and I looked at the ground and I had this sensation that I was going to hit the ground. But instead, I started bouncing on one leg until I was able to get the leg through. And this has happened to all of us, right? It happens to us in little times where we lose our footing. But by bringing in these balancing poses and strengthening the hips in your core, you're going to be able to, if you do start to fall, to find your footing again a lot faster. Good. So let's go ahead and continue to practice. Inhale, bring the shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, bring them up. Draw them up. Exhale, take them all the way back behind you and reach those fingers down. Good. Nothing like shoulder shrugs. These feel really good for the neck. Okay. So we're going to come into one more balancing pose. Then we'll take a quick sip of water and continue on with our practice. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, sit down into your chair, Utkatasana, chair pose. Arms can come out in front of you or they can reach up towards the ceiling, depending on how you feel. Good. So from chair pose, I want you to draw your belly button in, nice strong core. Good. Inhale, shift your weight into your left foot. Feel all four corners of your left foot. Lift your right heel. Stay here or lift the foot. Keep your eyes on that focal point. Hands can also be on a chair out in front of you if you'd like. Bring the right foot down. Straighten your legs, reach your arms up, and down by your side. Good. We're going to move to the other side. Find your dristi. Find your breath. Sit down into your imaginary chair. Tailbone is moving down. From here, shift the weight into the right foot. Lift your left heel. Stay there or lift the foot. If your foot comes down, it's okay. Just lift it back up again. Bring the foot down. Straighten your legs. Inhale, take your arms up. We're going to fold. Find a forward fold. You can even take your legs a little bit wider. Exhale, folding forward. Hands can come to a chair or a prop. Whatever you're using as a prop today is wonderful. Just to support you so you don't have to come too deep. Good. And let's move our hips just side to side. Over to the right, and over to the left. Feel that nice stretch in the lower back and hips. Good. Press your feet down. Come all the way up on your inhale. Exhale, hands down by your side. We're going to have a little water break here. Scissor your feet in and grab your water. All right, welcome back. So we're going to continue to work with our dristi, our focal point. Moving into warrior two, taking your legs wide, right toes are going to face away from the body, sinking into that hip as you straighten the left leg. Let's go ahead and inhale, straighten the right leg a little more, and then exhale, sink back into it. Doing that a few times, just open up this joint. Different movement in the hip here that we're bringing in. Hand can stay on a chair or it can be down by your side. Good. Inhale, take your arms out. Exhale. Gaze is going to go over your right middle finger. This is where I want you to find your dristi. Find that focal point. Set your gaze. Be a spot on the wall or in your room, and look through it. Straighten your leg. Keep your gaze on that one focal point and start to reach towards it with your right hand. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Bring your left hand down to your left hip, drawing it back behind you. And then your hand can come down to find a chair, but keep your gaze on that focal point. Or the hand can be in the inside of the leg. Now we're going to change our focal point. We're going to take it from out in front of us down towards the ground. Find a point there. Open up that shoulder, top shoulder back behind you. If the eyes want to dart away from that point, come back to it. Present in this moment, right here. We're going to start to bend into the right leg again. Take your gaze back to the focal point where you had it before when you were in Warrior Two. Reach your arms out to the side. Good. Straighten your right leg. Take your right toes to parallel the left. Hands are down by your side. Inhale, draw the shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, back and down. And we're just going to switch sides. So if you're using a chair, you're welcome to either move it to the other side or maybe you're sitting in it, which you can definitely find this seated in a chair. Moving into Warrior Two, straighten that leg and then bending into it just a few times here to warm up the hip. Arms can reach out to the side, shoulders rolling back and down. Give the shoulder blades a squeeze in your upper back. And then take your gaze towards your left hand. Find your dristi. Good. We're going to transition here from Warrior Two to Triangle. Keep your gaze on that point as you straighten your leg. Reaching your left hand out like you're going to touch it. Keep your gaze on that point as you bring your left hand down, right hand to your hip. From there, draw a line with the eyes straight down the wall, the ground. Finding a new dristi. Bending into the left leg. Take your eyes back up to the point that you had before. Reach your arms out to the side. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Take the left toes to parallel the right. Hands are going to come down by your side. Scissor the feet in towards each other. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale. Beautiful. It's very different when we practice in this way. So the next pose we're going to find is Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Another standing balancing pose where we're really going to use that single pointed focus in order to find more strength and stability in this yoga pose or asana. So looking at the chair, you can use a chair, but you don't need to use one. Up to you. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands can come down to find the seat. And you're just going to need to adjust. If your feet are too far forward, walk them back a little bit. So that way you can sink the hips back so that they're over the ankles. You don't want this happening, right? Or this happening. Good. So moving, actually, before we come into that, I think we could benefit from coming into a plank pose. Once I did this, I thought, oh, maybe we could all enjoy that. So go ahead and walk your feet back. Option of plank pose. Pressing the toes down, shifting your weight forward. Now, this is not going to work for all of our bodies, so you can modify. You can also find plank pose on the ground if you'd like. Good. Draw the belly button in. We're going to build, strengthen the abdominal muscles, relax the jaw, and then walk your feet in. Now we're going to walk the feet back. Anybody who's practiced in person with me knows I might add in a pose from time to time or throw one out depending on how our practice is going. So shift the weight into your left foot, and that's life, right? Sometimes we just modify, we change things. Step your right foot back. I want you to find your drishti. So I keep looking over at you at the screen, but I'm going to keep my gaze down towards the ground. I'm going to find that one point, drawing the navel in. I'm going to focus in. And from here, lifting the right foot straight back behind me. So this is warrior. I'm realizing that I want to be a little bit closer to the chair. So adjust your position if you need to. Taking the right leg straight back behind me. Toes are facing down. Warrior 3. One more breath here. Keep pressing the ground away. And then bending the right leg. Bend that left leg slightly. Bring the right foot down to meet the left. Press the ground away. Come all the way up. On your inhale, exhale, hands down by your side. Tadasana, mountain pose. And we're going to move to the other side. So let's start with the plank again. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, folding forward with the option of stepping your feet back into plank pose. Plank pose on the ground. Could be here, a plank, like a board, a long board, either with your wrists or your hands pressing down or coming onto forearms. We have lots of options. Just making sure that chair is not going to move on you. Inhale, exhale. And then walking forward with your feet. Find your focal point. Shift the weight into your right foot this time. Feel the heel pressing down. Feel the outside toe, pinky toe press down. Feel the big toe press down and lift your left leg. Gaze is soft and light. That one focal point. One more breath here. And then bending the right leg. Bring the left foot down. Release and come all the way up on your inhale. Hands down by your side. Good. Moving into tree pose, Virkshasana. Another balancing pose. I know we have a lot of balancing poses today. So let's go ahead. This is our last balancing pose. Shift the weight into your left foot. Bend your right knee. Take your right knee and open it out to the side. So I'm going to grab a block and place it in the inside of the left leg. That is always an option. Putting the foot onto the block, opening to take that foot higher. Walking the right foot in towards the standing leg. You know what I'm going to tell you. Find your drishti. Set your gaze. Find stillness through your drishti. And then bring your knee back to center. Place the right foot down. And then take your eyes down. Good. Shake the legs out. And we'll move to the other side. So shift the weight into your right foot. Bend the left knee. Opening this leg out to the side. Good. Feel this hugging in towards center with the sole of the foot and the inner standing leg. Good. Pressing in towards each other. Feel that lift of the crown up. Set your gaze. If you want to find a different variation with your arms, you can, but keep your eyes set on that one point. Inhale, bring your knee back. Bring your arms down. Exhale, bring the foot down. Give your legs a shake. Good. Shake it out. And we're going to make our way down onto our mats. So coming all the way down, if you want to grab a drink of water on your way down, you're welcome to. I feel like I need to come close every once in a while. I feel closer to you guys, even though we're doing this virtually. Makes me feel like we're still in person. So let's take that chair off to the side. If you want to use a little blanket to sit on, you can. We're going to find a forward fold. So bringing our legs out in front of us. Good. Inhale, take your arms out. Exhale, folding forward. If you have a strap in your home or something close by, I don't want you to stop your practice to go find something, but if you have something close by that you want to wrap around your feet, as an extension of your arms to pull you a little bit deeper, you can. Otherwise, walking your hands down. You can find, we call it your gecko hands. It's easier on a harder surface, but you press your hands in towards the ground and draw them in towards your body in order to find that little grip that takes you deeper. Eyes are set on that one point out in front of the feet. And now walk your hands back in. Good. Bend the right leg. Take that right leg, cross it over the left. Right hand is going to reach around for the knee and draw it in towards the body. Trying to keep the left foot on the mat or the ground. Good. You can stay here feeling that opening in the hip, in the glutes, or you can add in a twist if you want by taking your left hand back behind you. Shoulder is going to follow. Inhale, come out of your twist. Good. Release this leg. Opposite side. So bending the opposite leg, crossing it over, hugging the knee in. Start there. And then taking your hand back behind you. And a gentle twist in the spine. Twists are good for your internal organs. It gives them a little massage, squeezing out the old, blood, possibly toxins in the organs. And as you come out, they're filled with new oxygen. Releasing this leg. Okay, give your legs a shake. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Knees are going to move out to the side. Interlacing the fingers, taking them under the feet. You can look down at your feet. Imagine that your feet are a book and you're opening that book up. So use your thumbs under the ball of the foot and the big toe side. Open the arches away from each other. Good. Nice long spine. You can stay here or you can hinge at the hips, moving forward. Coming back up on your next inhale, bring the knees in. We're going to walk the feet away from each other. Good. Drop the knees over to the left. Find a gentle twist to the right. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, bring those legs up. Drop them over to the right this time. You're lifting that left heel. Gentle twist to the opposite side. Good. Bring the shoulders over the hips. Lift those legs up. Walk them back in. And we're going to come down onto our backs. So move everything out of the way. Come down onto your back for our final pose today, which is our Shavasana. Now, Shavasana can be found in the chair. So Shavasana can be found in the chair. It can be found on your back with the blanket under the knees. If you feel like there's another pose or movement that your body is asking for right now, please, by all means, come into it. Some people feel like once they come onto their back, they need to draw the knees in or even find child's pose. If you want to find pigeon, listen to your body. If it's not ready for Shavasana, then bring in an additional pose. If you are ready for Shavasana, move around, make yourself comfortable. Your arms can be down by your side, or if you're in the chair, they could be resting on your legs. Maybe take your head side to side, relaxing the neck muscles. And let's take a scan of the body, starting at the top of the head, moving all the way down the body, relaxing. Out through each and every finger, each and every toe. So we spent a lot of time really focusing in our practice today. Now I want you to close your eyes, feel the heaviness behind the eye, and allow yourself to just go wherever you'd like to go. No need to focus. No need to do anything. And I'm going to leave you here today so you can decide how long you want to stay here in Shavasana. As always, it has been an honor to practice with you, and I hope to see you next week on Tuesday or Thursday. Namaste.
Erin, hello.